Ladies and gentlemen, the die is cast and the hour is now. The much awaited 2025 Afcon tournament kicks off tonight in Morocco, and we'll be checking out some interesting updates from the camp of our very own Super Eagles. I can't talk about our own Super Eagles without talking about the fake nationality stretch. I have the full test from the Nigerian Football Federation with their protest to the Federation International Football Association. And before I proceed with the details of the stories coming up, quickly, let's do it together. If you are new on this platform, subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Show love to our very own Super Eagles and the 2025 Afcon tournament by liking this video. Please, let's like the video together and share to others who share media platforms. My name still remains Solomon Kojo Asante, your only nomenclature with the engineer's philosophy in sports, a Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports with a Nigerian name, the only one, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. Please leave your decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. I will also be giving some special shoutouts under this post from my previous updates. And no more straightforward, let's get into the video and starts from the Confederation of African Football and the new changes with the duration of the African Cup of Nations. Yesterday, talking of on the eve to the commencement of this 2025 Afcon tournament, President of CAF, Mr. Patrice Motsepe, officially announced that the Afcon will move to a 4-year cycle starting from the year 2028. But we all know that this Afcon tournament is being staged every 2 years since the year 1968, I stand to be corrected, and through this period, our Super Eagles have won it 3 times. 1980 in Nigeria, it was host and win. 1994 in Tunisia, we clinched the trophy. In 2013 rather, in South Africa, we won it for the very 3rd time, and this is the last moment for us. And this time around in 2025, it's very obvious with the full support from the Nigerian football enthusiasts and community, we are going to clinch it for the very 4th time. So that is the latest coming in. With a new development from the Confederation of African Football, this new format will start just after the 2027 Afcon tournament, co-hosted by 3 countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. That is where you proceed with this 4-year cycle starting from the year 2028. With the latest reports that I have, CAF is expected to introduce the African Nations League. We know that we have the European Nations League, and this time around, CAF is expected to introduce some in Africa. Talking of the African Nations League, annually it will be held in Africa starting from the year 2029. So these are the changes coming in with a new format that you'll be having from the African Cup of Nations, same as the African Nations League. Through the president of the Confederation of African Football, Mr. Patrice Motsepe. Still in the camp of CAF, let's talk about the new prize money for the winner of the 2025 Afcon tournament. In the year 2021 in Cameroon, talking of the Afcon 2021, the winner took home $5 million. In the year 2023, talking of Ivory Coast 2023 Afcon tournament, the winner, Ivory Coast, took home $7 million. And this time around in Morocco, the winner will take home $10 million, meaning mathematically, it has been increased by 43%. And the runner-up will take home $4 million. 3rd and 4th will take home $2.5 million each. So this is the latest updates, which is very interesting and intriguing, coming in from the Confederation of African Football. Away from that, let's talk about our Super Eagles of Nigeria ahead of our first group game in Group C against Tanzania, God willing, on the 23rd of December 2025. Exactly 5:30 p.m. Ghana time, 6:30 p.m. Nigeria time. Subsequently, in my latest updates, I will come back with how to enjoy the game, where to enjoy the game, and with all the latest communique surrounding Nigeria versus Tanzania. But let's check out the next training session with the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Morocco. I'll be back with more revelations from the camp of our very own Super Eagles.
If I do money, don't go to tell my father I don't know how to. I swear the joke.
Still in the camp of our very own Super Eagles, let's talk about our coaching crew for this Afcon tournament. The one we know is always Eric Sekuchel. Eric Sekuchel. By this time around, I have collated everything to talk about the 6 coaches, talking of the Super Eagles technical team for this Afcon tournament. So if you are succeeding, whatever we need to remember is to give the right compliment to all the technical members, talking of Eric Sekuchel spearheading them. Now, these are the various coaches with their various positions within the Super Eagles team for the 2025 Afcon tournament. Eric Sekuchel, he is the main coach of the Super Eagles. Daniel Ogumodede, he is a first assistant coach. He coaches Remo Stars, so he doubles up as a head coach of Remo Stars in Nigeria. Fidelis Ilechukwu, he is assistant coach. He also doubles up as the head coach of Rangers in Nigeria. The 4th coach within the Super Eagles technical team is Mr. Hedi Tabubi. He is a video assistant. You can see his picture on your screens. The 5th coach within the technical team is Mr. Thomas Gonorik, who is a fitness trainer. He also holds UEFA License A coaching certificates. And with that, I know he can just complement the efforts of Mr. Eric Sekuchel. The last coach within the Super Eagles technical team is Mr. Gian Daniel Padovani, who is a goalkeepers trainer for the Super Eagles. I know this coach very well. During his time, he played for OGC, same as Angers. He's very exciting one indeed, and is going to help the Super Eagles goalkeeping department. So these are the coaches for the Super Eagles. Let me just reiterate the coaching crew for the 2025 Afcon tournament for the Super Eagles. We have Eric Sekuchel, Daniel Ogumodede, Fidelis Olechukwu, Hedi Tabubi, Thomas Gonorik, and Jean Daniel Padovani. These are the coaches or the technical members for the Super Eagles in this Afcon tournament. So this is the latest coming in from the camp of our very own Super Eagles. Let me digress in a way from the camp of the Super Eagles, and let's talk about the Nigerian Football Federation, the Congolese Football Association, and the Federation International Football Association, FIFA. I have already reported to you that NFF is challenging the eligibilities of some Congolese players that played in the grand finale stage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers playoffs against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And this time around, I've given you a series of updates. I always come out with evidence, and I'm going to authenticate it with how Nigerian Football Federation filed the protest against the Congolese Football Association and the Leopards of DR Congo for fielding ineligible players. It's very lengthy, but just take time. You can take your agushi stew and fufu, just sit behind your television or your phone and have a full glare on your screen. Same as you can take some sobolo and other drinks as you enjoy the full write-up with the protest from the Nigerian Football Federation to the Federation International Football Association. Let me quickly go through for you. I have everything for you on your screens. FIFA Disciplinary Committee, Legal and Compliance Division, Federation International Football, the Association. So this is the address, and this is from the Nigerian Football Federation, Abuja, Nigeria. The date for this protest filing was on the 10th of December 2025. I've given out the recipient's address, same as the writer's address. Now let's move on to the subjects of this protest. Formal complaints against Fédération Congolaise de Football Association, that is the Congolese Football Association, for fielding ineligible players, the 2026 FIFA World Cup African Qualifying Playoff. Dear members of the FIFA Disciplinary Committee, the Nigerian Football Federation hereby submits this formal complaint against the Fédération Congolaise de Football Association arising from the alleged use of ineligible players by the Democratic Republic of Congo, talking of DR Congo national team, in the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff match held on the 16th of November 2025 in Rabat, Morocco, where DR Congo defeated Nigeria on penalties. Let's move on to the first point, the factual background. On 16th November 2025, Nigeria's senior men's team, the Super Eagles, faced DR Congo in the final African playoff to determine qualification for the intercontinental playoff stage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. DR Congo fielded multiple players, reported between 6 and 9, whose eligibility to represent the Democratic Republic of Congo is challenged by the Nigerian Football Federation due to alleged non-compliance with both domestic nationality requirements and relevant FIFA regulations. Let me just reiterate. DR Congo fielded multiple players, reported between 6 and 9, whose eligibility to represent the Democratic Republic of Congo is challenged by the NFF due to alleged non-compliance with both domestic nationality requirements and relevant FIFA regulations. Let's proceed. The point 2, basis of their complaint or compliance. With the first part, that is A, allegations of misleading documentation. The NFF contends that DR Congo submitted documentation to FIFA purporting to establish the eligibility of the contested players. However, evidence before the NFF suggests that several of these players held foreign passports and may not have complied with Congolese nationality laws, which prohibit dual citizenship, a factor foundational to their eligibility under both national and international law. To the point B is a conflict between domestic law and FIFA clearances. Let me just give out the discrepancies. The point A is about allegations of misleading documentation, and the point B is a conflict between domestic law and FIFA clearances. Let's proceed. The NFF acknowledges that FIFA's regulations govern the application of the FIFA statutes ordinarily deem a player eligible to represent a national team when holding the nationality of that country and satisfying related criteria. I've already explained under my previous post. You can enjoy it from there, but you can also take out the meaning from what I'm reading. However, in this instance, the NFF asserts that FIFA's clearance was granted on the basis of incomplete or misleading information supplied by the FECOFA, talking of the DR Congo Football Association, and therefore FIFA may have been misled in the player eligibility confirmation process. Point C, integrity of competition. Fielding players with questionable eligibility undermines the integrity and fairness of the competition as envisaged in Articles 4 and 6 of FIFA statutes, which mandates equal opportunity and regulatory compliance by all members associations. 2.3, legal grounds. The complaint is predicated on alleged violations of A, FIFA statutes and regulations govern the application of the FIFA statutes. So this is coming from the Nigerian Football Federation, particularly those provisions requiring that all documentation provided for a player eligibility be complete, accurate, and compliant with both FIFA and pertinent national legal requirements. With point B, that is FIFA disciplinary code, for misrepresentation and breaches of sporting integrity, where misleading FIFA authorities on eligibility matters constitutes a punishable offense. Point 4, evidence provided. The NFF attaches the following as supporting evidence. The first one is certified copies of passports and nationality documentation of the contested players. It's becoming very interesting. Let's proceed. Documentation of Congolese nationality law showing prohibition of dual citizenship. I've spoken about that during dual citizenship exclusivity. I've already spoken about that. Let's proceed with this right up. Official correspondence and clearance notice issued by FIFA for contested players. Match sheets reflecting the fielding of contested players during the playoff. To the point 5, relief sought as they are seeking for relief. The NFF respectively requests that FIFA conducts a detailed investigation into the alleged eligibility breaches, determine whether the alleged violations warrant sanctions under the FIFA statutes and disciplinary code. If violations are substantiated, award the match to Nigeria or otherwise adjust the results in accordance with FIFA rules. All right. Determine whether the alleged violations warrant sanctions under FIFA statutes and disciplinary code. If violations are substantiated, award the match to Nigeria or otherwise the results in accordance with FIFA rules. Disqualifying DR Congo from further participation in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying competition. Impose additional disciplinary sanctions on FICOFA or the players involved as appropriate. Conclusion: this compliance is submitted in good faith with view to upholding the integrity and fairness of FIFA competitions. The NFF awaits acknowledgement of receipts and further procedural guidance from FIFA. Yours faithfully, General Secretary, Stroke Legal Officer, Nigerian Football Federation. So this is signed by Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, the General Secretary, a legal practitioner for the Nigerian Football Federation. So according to the latest communique, based on the write-up coming up, if the Congolese Football Federation, same as the ineligible players, are found guilty as written by the Nigerian Football Federation or requested by them, they have to give out the sanction as appropriate. They have to put some fine on the FICOFA, same as the alleged players. I've already spoken about that of the Malaysian Football Association. It's going to be very exciting, and whatever it is, NFF is waiting for FIFA acknowledgement. So let's see how it transpires in the coming days, coming weeks, coming months before the Intercontinental Playoff scheduled to take place in Mexico. So that is the latest. I needed to come out with all the authentication for you to know that it is very true that NFF has filed protests against the eligibility of some players within the DR Congo national team, the Leopards, on the 16th of November 2025 in the grand finale stage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers playoffs in Africa. So that is the latest coming in. Now, with the match tonight, let me briefly go through for you to know the schedules and the time for Morocco versus Comoros. It will take place exactly 7 p.m. Ghana time and 8 p.m. Nigeria time. God willing, tomorrow in Group A, you have Mali versus Zambia. In Group B, you commence, God willing, tomorrow. Same time for the match is going to be 5 o'clock Ghana time or 5 p.m. Ghana time, 6 p.m. Nigeria time. Egypt versus Zimbabwe, and 7:30 Ghana time, 8:30 Nigeria time, 7:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. respectively, Ghana and Nigeria. South Africa versus Angola. So tonight, you have only one game, Morocco versus Comoros. Then tomorrow, you have 3 matches, Mali versus Zambia, Egypt versus Zimbabwe, South Africa versus Angola. Whatever it is, this is your home for all the authentic fillers surrounding the 2025 Afcon tournament. And I'll keep you posted. So just keep it logged on this platform. More intriguing and exciting updates to be followed in the subsequent ones. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before I take a leave of you, let me give special shout out to these amazing commenters under my previous posts. Special shout out to Mr. Richmond Adongo. For this one, I can see that you're a Ghanaian. All right. Special shout out to Mr. Adongo. Special shout out to Mr. Olukunle Akarele, I do appreciate your support. Prince, I do appreciate your support. Talk to Rahab, I do appreciate your support. Special shout out to Onifu Paul, I do appreciate your support. Dania Dennis, I do appreciate your support. Special shout out to John Ode Atogo, I do appreciate your support. Special shout out to Alade Victor, Temi Dayo, I do appreciate your support. Abu Bakar, I do appreciate your support. Peter Osai, I do appreciate your support. Anthony Iwuchuku, I do appreciate your support. Special shout out to Gabriel Ogun Raye, I do appreciate your support. Terry Bosco, I do appreciate your support. Blueprints, I do appreciate your support. To other cherished commenters under my previous posts, I do appreciate the support of each and every cherished viewer on this platform. Until you meet again on this platform, it's bye for now.